Alright guys, let me get everything set up here and we'll get to it. Just letting everybody know we're going live. Alright, I got one more. Alright, so guys, like always, if you got any questions, any tickers, anything like that, throw them up in the chat. I'm currently watching the SPY right now. I got puts on it. Um, let's see, the Fed should be talking right now, so it could go either way. We'll see how it goes. I can see that my mic is a little loud. Let me see if I can adjust that. Um, Alright, is that better? Yeah, that's a little bit better. There we go. So if anybody watched the video from last night, we can see that we got our gap fill right here. We was talking about it picking up, us getting a gap fill, and then possibly selling on off. So we just have to wait and see, if the Fed says anything good. I seriously doubt that we'll see an all-time high if anything's good said. It's possible we could get the full gap, come all the way back up to here before it sells on up, but we pretty much got what we was expecting to last night. And we're at the 50. We'll just have to see if it continues to sell on off or if it goes on up. I don't know. But that's the key area that we're looking for. There we go. Selena Algo is still giving the short signal, but the ADX is losing some momentum. Seems overall the bears are still winning out, but we can see that can slowly change as the Fed continues to speak. He says anything good, this is probably going on up. And I want to keep my hand on the sell button just in case. Hey, Shrug, how's it going, man? We can see that the fear greed index has actually gained 9 points. Let me see if it's still. It shouldn't have. Yeah, actually 10 points. It got as low as 33 yesterday. Now it's back up to about 43, which shows that some of the fear is leaving. If we look at, which one do I have it on here? I got it on Trading View. Let's go to Webull so I can leave that one up. I've not even looked at the VIX today, which is usually a little unusual. Let me refresh this. There we go. So we can see that the VIX has come way down. We said yesterday that there was this gap, and most gaps get filled, but we had a huge indecision channel or candle right here, and it looks to me like a decision was made. You know, when we got a big red candle right there, it looks like some of the fear, some of the volatility is leaving the market. That's a good sign for the bulls, bad sign for the bears. But like I said, you know, we've got a long week ahead of us. You know, the inflation worries, all that stuff is still real. We just have to wait and see. I said last night that the Fed is talking on Friday, which I'm not sure if that's the exact day, but there's some data and stuff coming out then that I believe could be bad for the market. We just have to wait and see how if it's better than it was last time, some stuff like that. I'll get the actual time and date on that later. I'll have to look it up. But we've had a killer day today. Apple done good. Matterport killed it, still killing it. And Fisker, not only Fisker, but all EV is up right now. So it's looking, well, I said all EV, but EV go, ain't it? But yeah, all EV is up right now pretty much. So it's looking really good. Moderna is still looking good. It's more or less trading sideways, but it is slightly going up. While Pfizer, for whatever reason, I don't know, I'll have to look into this later, but it crashed to the 200. Now we'll have to wait and see if we get our bounce here at the 200 or not. But I don't know. Maybe it was too high, needed to cool off a little bit. Maybe it was just overvalued. I don't know. I figured this one would have been a lot better, especially in I can't remember, but the last report I seen said that it was the Pfizer one that was recommended for children, I think. So I don't know. I've not kept up with the news too much here lately. I'll have to look into that more. There's got to be some reason why Moderna is doing way better than Pfizer at this point. Mats like steel, we can see U.S. Steel and CLF is down, but lithium is up. This is the lithium ETF. I played this one this morning. I know some other people was looking at SLI. See, it done pretty good. It's slacking off a little bit right now, but it done pretty good overall today. So it's been a pretty good morning for the bulls. Gotta quit moving. I'll click on it. There we go. We can see that a lot of the crypto ones has come back. I think Mara's still slagging just a little bit. Yeah, see, it's not fully up. I mean, we did get this gap. It filled the gap, popped back up, but we're not fully back there yet. But we seen Riot. Hut was one I was watching earlier. I had this big run up there. And BTVT was another one I was watching. But we also have BitF. So crypto is coming back. I don't even know. Let me look and see what Bitcoin's doing right now. Yeah, see, it's off the lows of 50. So it's doing pretty decent. And my favorite, Bitcoin Cash. It's doing pretty good. It hit as low as 532. Still got a ways to go to get back over the 200 though. So while we had a good day, we just had to wait and see if the SPY is going to be bullish on it. Or sorry, the Fed's going to be bullish on it. He's going to say something to turn it bullish again. Which it's looking good. Whatever he's saying must be doing something good. Yeah, I'm actually going to have to exit my position if it goes any further up than this. we can actually see that, let me bring you over here. We can actually see that the algo, now this is Selene algo, is giving a long signal. And guys, if you're interested in this algo, there's a link in the description down below for the Trading Collective, the Selene algo, all that, their Discord, classes, signals, all that is included in that, and their gold package. I'm pretty sure there's a discount if you use the link, and maybe even like a 2-week free trial. I don't know, I have to look into that again. I've not kept up with it in a week or so. I'm pretty sure it's still got all that. See, we've got the signal, but we ain't got the breakout on the ADX, so let's see if it might turn. So what did you guys play today? Yeah, we'll look at PFP, do a deeper dive on it. I don't know where that one's coming from. Let me see. Okay. PFE here too. Okay, so we can see we're still getting short signals. We are bearish right now. Let me come pull this out. And I'm going to show you this on both of them because I've got more of my drawings and stuff on the Webull chart. We can see that we're hitting the 200. My guess is I also, if we look at the Webull one here in a minute, you'll see that I have a support line there too. So we're probably seeing close to the bottom, but we need a higher low to confirm that and see. But the RSI is bottomed out. We are on support. We are at the 200. So for now, this is probably where it's going to live. You might see a little bit of consolidation before it decides to turn up or go down. But it looks like we might be at it. If we pull up this chart, you can see right here at this red line roughly. Well, let me bring you up on another one. So this is the 4-hour chart here on my other one. So you can see the wicks over here is where I drew this last line. And if we come way over here, anyways, right over through there, there's another one where it topped out too. But this yellow line is the probably the better support. More we have more hitting across it. Plus, that's where I drew the last breakout at. Be my guess. If I had to say, we're probably going to see a halt on it right here. Maybe a little consolidation here at the 200. If it breaks below the 200 on the 15-minute, then look for it to come on down to about 51, 58. But you might also see a bounce here. It just depends. You know, the financial sector is doing pretty good today. Depending on what the Fed says, some things like that, it could continue to do pretty good. So we might see a bounce here. Sorry, not the financial sector. The medical sectors are doing pretty good today. So we just have to wait and see what the Fed says with the market. That will determine people's risk factors. I don't know if there was some type of news or something that brought this down. I don't know. Yeah, if there's no news on it, then that's probably where it's going to stay at. It's probably just oversold. We can see that it's pretty on the 4-hour. It's pretty well extended from the 15. I'm sure if we pull up the Bollinger Bands, it's going to show that it hit and pulled back. Yeah, see, it hit and pulled back. So I would say roughly within this area, but don't be surprised if it pulls on back to this 51.58 area. So yeah, I know it's not as good as what you was wanting, but that's probably about $1.50 range there, $2, something like that. Yeah, $2.50 range. So that would be my best guess. You're either going to see a bounce here, or if it breaks on below 51.58. Yeah, see, it came up. This is the reason why I held. We had the pivot point right here. It came up, it damn near touched it and got rejected. And the MACD is, or not the MACD, the ADX is kind of going into consolidation mode. So I just don't know. I really would like to see a clear break of one of these others, you know, a clear break of the pivot point or a clear break of the 50. That could tell me more whether or not I should hold to the end of the day or not, which we're only got 30 more minutes. So, and I bought weeklies, which means theta will kill me if I hold overnight. So unless this fucker just bottoms out, I have to sell today. AMC, I didn't get in on this one, but when it pulled up and got rejected here, I was able to get in. I bought two. I sold one here, and then when you see this ADX breakout, as soon as it pulled away from this 15 and we started getting hesitation candles, that's where I sold my second one. I probably should have held. I probably should have got three and held on to one to see, but I know me. I would have sold as soon as it broke over that 50 there. So, speaking of which, it looks like it may be primed to get shorted again here. Wells Fargo. I played Wells Fargo earlier. We got the signal as soon as we got the cross. No, wait, we got in right before the cross. Yeah, we got in right as it was breaking out. Me and Texas was playing it earlier. So right in here, right before it crossed over the 200, I took a little bit of a risk on it, but the ADX was showing a breakout, so I went ahead and done it. I got out of mine. I didn't get out at the short signal because it hadn't broke under. I think I got out right up here because it was a break under the 15 when I got out. Looks like I should have held, but I don't know. I was already up pretty good. I mean, just on the stocks alone, that was, let's say it was here I got in. No, because it was more than $1 I made on, so I must have got in lower. Well, if I can pull this up right. I guess I didn't, because I know I didn't get in until after it hit the long signal. I don't know. I have to look on there and see. But anyways, got in after the long signal, got out right around this break. Fisker, I seen it was doing good this morning in the pre-market. I seen this spike up. We had our cross. As soon as it bounced off this 50, I got in. Got out as soon as it crossed back under the 15 again. the stocks alone, that was almost 5.5%. So done pretty decent on it. Now on these ones I'm showing you here, even though I'm showing you the percentage on the stocks, I was playing options. Same thing on this one. As soon as we seen the spike up, the bounce, we got in. It's about 14% on that one. But I still got shares in Matterport right now. That's just the options I played this morning. I've had shares in Matterport since it switched its name on the SPAC merger. Maybe it was, yeah, it was a SPAC merger. Anyways, we got in right here at the beginning. I have sold a little bit and bought back in a little bit as time went on, but overall I'm still probably holding better part of 60% of the shares I started out with. Looks like the SPY is still wanting to bounce. If it don't do something soon, I'm gonna have to get out. Trying to get this pulled up here, guys. Yeah, I think it's definitely in a bull trap. I think right now it's just a lot of bullish momentum keeping things going. I think there is how can I say it? There's a lot of optimism in the market that probably shouldn't be there, and in my opinion, if it keeps going, if it keeps running, the harder the correction is going to be. I don't think we're going to see an all-out crash, but I'm on the wrong one. Hang on. There we go. Oh, look, we broke the 50. But yeah, the longer it stays bullish right now, the harder the might as well, let's just call it a crash, even though I think it's only going to be around 6% right now. If we was to come down right now, I'm looking at about a 6% pullback. But the longer it stays up, we could see 10, 15%, things like that. But overall, what I'm looking at right now is this gap. I believe that it got oversold. It bounced off the 200. It come back up. It's filling this gap. I'm looking at the bottom of the candles for the gap fill right now. Unless the Fed just comes up with something amazing that puts a little bit more spunk into the market, then I could see it possibly coming all the way back up to here around the 270 before it gets rejected. But overall, if let me show you, come here to my Webull one. Again, this is the 4 hour. And there's a few little tricks you can do. They're not always perfectly accurate, but we've been doing a little bit of test with them on here. Usually if you'll see a white line on my chart, that's a price prediction I've made using some of these techniques. Okay, so let's go from here to here. No, that's not it. My chart didn't change. There we go. Thought that looked a little bit big. So right there we're roughly looking at about 6%. It's 590, right? So if we take that from that height, it'll move about to this yellow line. So for shits and giggles right now, let's turn this white. Let's make it thicker. Let's come back near the end of the week to next week and let's see if I'm right. But that's pretty much what I'm thinking. This is going to end up trapping a lot of bears. Another thing I can show you just going into today. I want to keep an eye on this, by the way, because we're getting close to the end of the day. So give me just 1 second, please. Okay. But there's a thing called Max Pain theory with options. Can y'all still not see my screen? Is it still off? But there's a thing called Max Pain theory. I'll keep going until somebody messages me back here. Let me pull up a browser here real quick. There we go. Now max pain is the amount a stock will have to close at for the most amount of options, that's put and calls, to expire worthless, right? And right when I'm trying to tell you this, it's not going to give it to me. What the hell? Let me try to pull it back up. I'm not home right now. There we go. Anyways, for some reason it's crapping out on me, but earlier when I was checking it, max pain is where it's the max amount of options expire worthless. It was sitting at 466, and then we had put walls and call walls, and right in the center of that was 464. So my guess is by the end of today, since we do have SPY options expiring today, we're going to see this in between. Shut up, dude. We're going to see this expire right in between 464 and 466 today. Now, it doesn't have to. I mean, there's still going to be a shitload expire outside of those. But I think they say like something like 85% of all options or 75% of all options, something like that, expire worthless. today we had this. I don't know. It's got to be some type of COVID play or something to do with the new Delta variant. It's a biotech company. CRYS went parabolic today from 30-some dollars to almost $100 at one point. There we go. Yeah, so from, might as well say 40. It was at 39 to 106 during the pre-market, and even now it's still up at $90. So that's 3x right there. Well, I don't see it. Just says price target raised, so maybe that's the reason why it went up. Price target raised to 124 a share from 103, but yet it was only sitting at 40 to begin with. But the price target was 103. Wow. Okay. I guess. See, that's what I'm talking about with this market. Any news sends any stock parabolic, especially if it's in the growth tech or medical field. I tell you, a car company I'm liking right now. Is it GGPI? I think. This one right here. I mean, it just had a breakout of the trend line. I'm looking for resistance around here, but if it can break over this resistance, it's going to rally pretty decent. We can see that the white lines are my price predictions, and this morning it hit it and pulled back, so we'll see if it reaches it again. This one is it's a SPAC merger. Trying to think of the actual car company's name right now. I'll find it here. Well, I thought I'd find it. Polestar. Polestar is the company that GGPI SPAC merging with. Right, the market makers, the hedge funds that who sell these options, things like that. Right, that's the reason usually why you'll see the market pull back, because who's got the most money in these markets? The market makers, the hedge funds, the big money. So right. Yep, that's correct. That's the reason why you'll see a lot of times. And if you watch, now that I mention that, start watching that. This, let me post this on my Twitter real quick. Start using this site. You can go into the stocks, type in the stock you want, and go to options, and you can see the Max Pain. I'll show you on another one here what I'm talking about when it's actually working right now. But this is a awesome tool to use. The Twitter's at WTrades, by the way. So let me go back and show you this. If I can find out what I did with it now. There we go. You'll see this work mostly with the bigger names or the indices themselves, like the SPY, the Russell, the Dow, things like that. But you can see them play out, at least trying to pull back to those or forward to those on the smaller stocks too. Let's take Apple. And is this side just down right now? There's only one guy that runs it, so it might be down. I hope it's not. I don't know. Maybe it's where the end of the day and there is some SPY options expiring today. I don't know. It should be working. I may have to show you this next time. That sucks, man. It was working just fine earlier. But anyway, you'll type in your stock right here. You'll come to options. Even though it's not showing it, I can explain it to you. So Max Pain, right here where it says NA, you'll see a price amount, and then you'll see a bar graph right here. The price amount is where the max pain, that's where I was talking about, expires. Most options expire worthless if it lands within that. Then if you look at the volume and open interest, I like going with open interest more than volume. You'll see a line graph here that's red for puts, green for calls, and you'll see spikes. Those will be the puts and call walls. Usually look for the near, where the price is at right now on the stock, look for the nearest walls. And that's usually where it'll land at, especially by the end of the week to the nearest call options expiring. Now some stocks only have monthlies, some have weeklies. The SPY even has a couple of them that just go out a couple of days sometimes. But this is a real good tool to use. It was working earlier. I mean, you can see the other parts. It's just this, and I don't know why. He might be working on it, or it might be updating or something. Oh, there goes my SPY, ain't it? Shit, I should have been watching that. Closes in 15 minutes. And this algorithm I'm using right here, this is the Selene algo. It only works with TradingView. That's the reason I mostly use Webull, and I've been messing around with this the last week or so, and I'm really liking it, liking the way it does some of these setups. But pretty much you got to have a little bit of knowledge about technical analysis, support lines, swing highs, swing lows, things like that. But you follow these signals it gives you, the ADX, and you can set it up for well, let me show you here on something. So it's got different settings: Trend Finder, Aggressive, Advanced, and HODL. If we look at the GME going out to the day chart, the last signal it gave was been long, and we can see that on all the ADX breakouts is where you see all these spikes. Pretty neat, ain't it? You do the same thing with AMC. The last signal it gave was long. I know it looks like short because short spelled out longer, but if we zoom in, you'll see it says long. See, the last signal it gave is long. And again, each one of the spikes has a breakout of the ADX. You can set it up for different trades. If we go to PFE, oh, it broke the 200. We were talking about it earlier. We'll come back to that right here in 1 second. I like using the advanced, but I will switch it sometimes to the aggressive, and then if I'm swing trading, I'll use the trend finder. So we can see, even though that this is giving the long signals, we would know to get out at these breaking points here. This is the trend finder. It's going with the trend overall until it breaks. I'm pretty sure this swing low, it's probably going to give it. But the ADX, as long as you follow it and your EMA lines and stuff like that, you'll know when to get out. If we look at the advanced, there we go. See, I got my short signal there. The ADX breakout. Things like that. Alright. So we set a break of the 15. Let's come to the 3 minute 1 second. No, it was a 4 hour, wasn't it? So we said we got a break of that. It was coming down. I think we said 51.35, which it may be different on this one. Let me switch you back over here to this one. Yeah, 51.58. That's where I think it'll be coming to. I keep going to the wrong one. Yeah, by then the 50 will be up there and it'll be at the same spot. So that's probably going to be close to your bottom. We'll have to see from there. Like I said, you know, in order for people to invest in a stock, they got to feel like it's not going to drop out from under them. One good measure of that is how the overall market is doing. That's the reason why when the SPY is doing good, we say the market is risk on, or the NASDAQ, whichever one you follow. And when it's doing bad, we say it's risk off, because people are more likely to take a risk when the overall market's doing good than they are if they don't. And you can see this in AMC. The market's been a little wonky right now, so what happens with AMC is the people who are not the hodlers, not the apes, things like that, they will get scared and pull out. And then when some pull out, the rest pulls out, the big money pulls out, because the market is no longer risk on. The hedge funds, things like that, they will increase this fear by doing things like dark pools, things like that, add additional FUD into the market, and it just scares people up. That's the reason why today, even though today it slightly went risk on for a minute, AMC kept coming down because there was already that fear put on it. But the good thing about these type of markets, as long as we have the apes holding, things like that, I do believe that this is one stock that will swing around. I do believe that we will get our short squeeze on it. Mainly because of the people holding it. Now let's go back here. Man, I want this to come way down. I want to make more than 30 bucks a option here. Right now, if I sell, I'm $100 to the good on it. Well, $90. See what I tell you, that put wall is right in between 464. We're getting ready to close out the day, and the max pain is at 466. That's probably where that's going to end up. I doubt we'll get it enough to hit the 200. We might, but overall, And just like that, we have our bear trap. Again, if we come out to the 4 hour, we had our sell off, our gap fill, because we got to remember it come back up to here. We got our gap fill to where we said it'd be around the bottom, and now it's selling off. And I guarantee a lot of people got trapped up in this today. Because you look on the discussion boards, all that, everybody has always been, they're happy. Look, the market's turning around. You got to watch that. Guys, I've been busy the last couple of weeks, not been able to be on here as much as I like, but I'm hoping now most of that's over with. I'll be able to get on here every day again, at least 3 or 4 times a week. Also, I'll be able to start giving the signals again on Twitter, and I'm working on a little something for the community to where they should be a good resource with news, signals, things like that, especially whenever we're doing these streams, things like that. It'll just be there for whenever you need it. There'll be a list of trading tools, just things to facilitate your knowledge and your being able to see things before they come. News, like I said, news, signals, options, stuff like that. Where we at? 454. All right, I want to sell my options. Where we at on it? Oh no, did I say options or calls? I meant puts. Oh, damn it. As soon as I tried to sell it. So I ended up making about $75 on that. Guys, we're getting close in the day, so if you appreciate what I'm doing, all that good jazz and shit, hit that like and subscribe button. Also, go over to Twitter at WTrades. Guys, I post watch list every morning, news. It's just a great place to keep up with the community in general, stocks and all that shit. And we'll be doing I want to try to do the power hours 3 or 4 times a week, and then I'd like to get in a morning session, a time or two, kind of start in the pre-market and go into like the first hour or so, kind of showing y'all what I look for in the pre-market, what kind of setups I look for, and how to recognize what might end up being a good trade, where should you put your stop losses at, things like that. So I'd like to try to get a couple of those in this week too. But this market, yeah. See, it's going to come up, touch. It's going to close under 466 probably. You can tell I'm a little bit hoarse still. Nice. Good job, man. Yeah, PFE shocked me. I don't know. I have to look into why that done that. And the only thing I can guess, like I was saying, it was just overextended. It needs to pull back, cool off. But Ford is another one I'm looking at. I'm getting a short signal on, but the ADX is showing a breakout. But we just don't have enough volume and momentum in here right now. You can see that usually on ADX you want to see a breakout of about 20, 25. On here it shows it breaking out at 15. So that's the reason why you're still seeing a little bit of a trade out, or consolidation, I mean. I bet you them Bollinger Bands are starting to tighten pretty good on it. But yeah, guys, stick around. We'll anybody that's new watching this stuff, we'll go into EMA lines, Bollinger Bands, ADXs, all that stuff. Just stuff to try to make you a better trader. Trying to look for things to watch out in, all that kind of stuff. You know, it's a stock market. Nothing's guaranteed. But it's stuff that'll make you be more aware. Yeah, I see the Bollinger Bands on Ford is starting to come in and tighten in a little bit. Usually the breakouts is showing like volatility breakouts, like you can see like it's spiked up. They separated whenever it spiked down right here. When they start to come back in is usually when you see it wanting to break out again. And there goes Ford right at the end of the day. Can I get... No. Alright guys, that's the bell. Right. So hit that like and subscribe button and catch us up again tomorrow. We'll do it again, same time, same place. Appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. Check us up on Twitter too. Alright, you guys have a great day.